Do you pee in your wetsuit?
Yes, like before even getting in the water. As soon as you put it on.
A man after my own heart. Hello, my name's David Diley. I'm with Scuba Diver magazine at the Go Diving 2020 show, asking all the important questions that you need the answers to. Okay, so this is quick fire, so if you answer them in as few words as humanly possible.
Never gonna happen again.
First question, easy one, who are you, what do you do?
My name's Andy Torbet, and I have no idea what I do really, but I suppose I'm a professional diver, freediver, skydiver, climber, stuntman, writer, TV presenter.
Now, you're probably like a lot of us and you stopped counting, but how many dives do you think you have roughly to date?
Thousands. I mean, like 7,000. I don't know. Yeah, between commercial diving, military diving, exploratory stuff. I mean, does snorkeling count? Because
no, I'm not going to count snorkeling.
Does free diving count?
Free diving count.
So where does snorkeling end and free diving starts?
I asked the questions.
Okay. Over to you then.
What's the best place you've dived?
God, I mean, wreck-wise, Britannic, the sister ship of the Titanic, down at 120 metres off Greece is great. Wildlife-wise, probably actually in the UK, free diving with basking sharks and blue sharks, although I did do free diving with short fin makos off the coast of California, which is pretty cool. And cave-wise, done some nice stuff in France, cave diving in France. Yeah, I'd go with that.
Okay, worst place you've dived?
The UK on many occasions. I mean, in some of the caves we've got in the UK, you're just diving in liquid mud, so they can be pretty grotty.
What's your bucket list? I mean, you've dived all over the world, you've done a lot of things, so do you have a bucket list destination left? Yeah, and there's places like I still haven't dived Yucatan, world famous for the caves there. I still haven't free dived with whale sharks. Wreck-wise, I'm off to Truck Lagoon next year. Running a trip out there, so that'll be really cool because it's one of the, the meccas for cave diving in the world. Wreck diving in the world. So there's still plenty left to do. Sharks or dolphins? Sharks. Good man. Wetsuit or dry suit? Depends where we are. If you had a preference, if you had a preference for diving in one setup, you could be as warm as you like. Would it be a wetsuit or a dry suit? Be a wetsuit. And do you pee in your wetsuit? Yes, like before even getting in the water. As soon as you put it on. A man after my own heart. What's the best thing about diving? You know what? It's you're basically an astronaut. If you want to be an astronaut, as most kids do, you want to go to outer space. There's one right here on Earth, because under the surface of the oceans or lakes or rivers, it is a completely alien world where we are wholly not suited to dive in, suited to exist in. So, you can be a true kind of explorer in this completely alien world if you want to take up diving. And what's the worst thing about diving? The cold. I've done like 8-hour dives in 2-degree waters, and you come out hypothermic every time. The cold. That's a very popular answer at the moment. I'm inclined to agree with that. Is a mermaid a human with a fish tail, or a fish with the upper body of a human? It's a manatee. You're going with the manatee? Yeah. That's the old sailors' legends about mermaids. They think is based on manatees and dugongs. So I'm going to go with that. Okay. If you were stranded on a desert island, which one diver at the show today would you choose to have with you purely as a source of food in the event you had to resort to cannibalism? That is a very harsh question. And let's be honest, in the British dive scene, there's a lot of potential like they have vying for the top spot. But because I don't want to completely destroy one of my methods of working in the British diving community, I'm not going to answer that. Okay, and the final question. I would say Phil Short, a famous cave diver. He's well into his bushcraft. He's a bit of a bushcraft geek, so Phil would be a handy guy to have on a desert island. But you wouldn't want to eat him because you're going to need him around. True, and also Phil's a very svelte young man. You wouldn't probably get that much off him, would you? No. So, last question. What one thing would you change about diving to encourage more new people to take up the sport, if you could? I think one of the hard things is, especially in Britain, is that, it's a great place to train, but it's quite a hard place to dive. It is cold, the weather's not great, the viz can be not great. So if we could have waters in the UK that were warm and gin clear, it would be much easier to encourage people into diving. It's just one of those things. Great stuff. Thanks very much, Andy. This is David with Andy Torbet for Scuba Diver magazine.